Greetings and salutations. It's Friday, which means it's almost Saturday. I'm dreading tomorrow. Dreading it. It's lock-up day. Hi, everybody. I'm What's Left of Russ Kane. This is The Daily Show. Exclusive, of course, to Men's Radio Station. Now, if you like us, and as you keep coming back in droves from all over the world, if you like us, please, please, please support us on social media. We're at Men's Radio STN. That's at Men's Radio STN. So please, please, please go and find us on the YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. Otherwise, a scorpion will crawl over your face in the middle of the night. That's what they do in America. Right. Okay. She's wonderful. She's marvelous. You've grown to love her. She is the queen of not just Stanmore, but I'd like to say the queen of our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, Lovely de Meza.
Good morning. I'd like to be.
What do you think? Was that all right?
What am I doing?
Was that all right? Was that all right? Was that a nice introduction?
It was a little too much, but you know.
Hey, all right, I'll do it again. All right, okay, fine. She's not that great, but she's cheap. Here's Lovely de Meza.
Thank you. Are you wearing a sweater? Are you cold?
I'm wearing a t-shirt. What's the matter with you?
Oh, it looks like a sweater. Oh, it's
listen,
darling. It's because I can't see.
It's a t-shirt. Have you put some glasses on, maybe? Are you wearing glasses?
I am wearing glasses, but I'm in the conservatory.
In the conservatoire?
Pardon?
The conservatoire?
Oui.
Wait, right, okay.
La conservatoire. But it's very hot and very sunny, and I'm thinking I should really close the blinds on the roof. But it's fine. I can see.
Isn't it great that there's just you and me?
What is
we
he
can
not
have
here?
we can have a proper, a lovely, because I'm in a good mood. And I'll tell you why I'm in a good mood. It's sunny outside. I've just taken a shed load of Ollie Mammon's stuff, which puts me in a very good mood. I have to say he's really got me into all of this, and it's really helping my pain. That's the ABC of CBD. But it's so nice to have a nice, uninterrupted. Oh, for God's sake!
Oh no, the boy is back.
Hello, everybody.
Things were going so blooming well.
Well, I thought that was my intro. You said something about a pain.
He said something about the Queen as well.
So, thank you. Anyway.
Darling, Phil, darling, you're wearing it.
Where are you, for God's sake?
Now there's another question. Well,
wasn't that tricky a question?
I have some news.
Life.
No, I have some news that not necessarily sort of the regulars might appreciate or know this. I have not yet to actually sort of move into this. Yeah. But
is this Dave Towers?
What you're looking at is Shay Dave. So
how fabulous.
Exclusive to Men's Radio Station, ladies and gentlemen, worth all the investment myself, Penny Horner and Howard James have ploughed into this to be able to see first and before anybody else where Phil Dave's moving to. Wow.
Ultimately, yes. Nice. So yeah, I've yet to move in because it's a little bit.
Did you break in? Did you break in there, or how did you get in?
It's fine. I know a good locksmith.
Oh, okay.
So they'll never catch up with me.
Okay. No, they probably won't. And now that we're going live all over the world, they won't have a clue where you are.
No, it's true, actually. I don't put my location up anymore, so you don't even know where I am. I might be miles away.
Yeah, you could be. I think you're.
I might be around the corner to you, Russell.
Could you be in Croydon?
No.
What did you say? Do that last bit again.
I said I could be round the corner from you, Russell.
I very much doubt it. I think you're probably nearer me because there are no bagels where Russell lives.
There's nothing, mate. There's nothing. There's lots of drugs, and that's it. Oh, and beautiful scenery. I absolutely adore where I love where I am, as everybody knows. Welcome. It's lovely. This is our little setup for a Friday. On Friday, we were talking about it, and I thought, the rest of the week is so heavy. The world is so heavy at the moment. It's just horrible. It's unremittingly grim and depressing. And I just thought on Friday we'd try and just lighten the mood. Sadly, I could only get Phil and Leslie, but nonetheless, my plans still might go ahead. You never know.
Do you know, Lovely de Meza, one of these days he'll learn to appreciate us. I live in hope.
Well, one day he'll be, I was just going to say, one day he'll be quiet enough to listen to us.
No. No. You
No,
can't
you're right.
hope too much. It's fine.
Please.
It's gone off in a sulk now. Is that a
That's
German?
okay. You know it won't last long, the sulk, and I know it won't last long.
Yeah, you're not
There
wrong.
you go.
No, there
You
we are.
see?
Do you see the way that one deals with a petulant child? They ignore them.
Exactly.
I do, and that's how this works so well. God, it's great being king.
Boo-hoo.
Thank you, Mr.
Excellent.
Brooks.
So anyway, when are you moving into Chez Dave?
Well, that's a very good question. At the moment, I don't know. I don't have an actual moving in date yet. That's okay. So here's the deal for you, right? I ordered a sofa the other day. I got to do lots of grown-up things in this place. It's very exciting. Right? I went to go and buy a sofa the other day. I was very, very excited.
Anyway, I got a sofa. You could have had it. Beautiful. I had a Laura Ashley sofa. It would have been my pleasure.
Thank you. No, I appreciate the thought. But anyway, what happened was I went to go and order the sofa the other day, and I'm happy with it. I like what I've chosen, obviously, because why else would you buy it? However, I never have anticipated. I thought maybe there'll be a few weeks waiting time, something along those lines. Hazard a guess as to when I stand to take possession of said sofa.
Either this afternoon. I'm going to say either it's this afternoon or it's in 6 months. It's one of the two.
It's going to be after Christmas.
It's okay. So thankfully, it's not that bad, but it might as well be. It's not due until about the end of October.
Yeah.
What are they making it out of? Are they making it out of the?
Well, one can only assume that they may be growing the cotton fibers from scratch or something.
Oh,
God,
Phil, if only we'd spoken before. There's a place I could have recommended but never mind. We won't go there now.
Do you know,
want my sofa?
As well. I mean, if everyone's just sofa expert, why did no one say anything?
Because
but anyway,
you never bloody asked us, you selfish, self-centered, obsessive.
Well, yeah, that's
do you want my sofa?
Now that's very kind of you. I'm already have already been offered a sofa by somebody. Would you believe? Who is going to? Who's going? Well, they're a bit nearer than you, old boy. And no offense, I'm perfectly happy to accept your sofa, but you must appreciate that you're quite a schlep away. So it's not terribly easy carrying a sofa on the train. Let me tell you. Anyway, so the idea is going to be that I will be taking possession of a sofa from a friend's mother who is moving. So I will take that temporarily until around October and then sell it on.
You see, you could have had mine beautiful white Laura Ashley sofa. Could have had
with my nephews, it would not have stayed white for very long.
No, you could have had it. You're missing the point. You could have had it and then sold it when you didn't need it. I was offering it to him. No. Kick me in the face yet again.
If I remember correctly, you weren't the sofa that you were offering was being offered before Phil had actually exchanged on where he's buying, so he didn't know he'd have anywhere to put it when you were getting rid of it.
No. I'm afraid your chronology is wrong. I had some stuff. Okay. The Heart Foundation came. I had a whole series of things.
Yes, that was it. And
that was that,
didn't they?
And eventually, because no charity would take it, it was thrown away, which just broke my heart. The other sofa is in my huge, ridiculous lockup for which I am paying a mortgage, which is why I'm dreading tomorrow because I got to go down and start trying to get rid of everything. Because it's just.
Can I make a suggestion?
Of course.
May I make a suggestion?
It is your floor.
See if there's a local free cycle site.
I did all that.
I have given away so much stuff through Free Cycle.
Yeah.
So anyone who doesn't know, by the way, Free Cycle is a scheme that you sign up to online where you can post all sorts of bits and pieces that you're trying to get rid of, but you don't want to throw away. And other local people connect to it and they can see what's on offer and they can offer to take it from you and take it off your hands. So it's a way of ultimately saving on waste. And I suppose for those who go around hugging trees, saving the planet.
And that's how I got rid of Phil for several months. And yet somebody who took him on Free Cycle returned him.
I know. Didn't even have to pay for me and they sent me back. It's extraordinary.
You can't return.
You can't return? No, they did in Phil's case. They just left him on my doorstep.
We could do a whole show on.
Whole show on what? Your internet is
think
very poor
I
today.
think you do a whole show, Lovely de Meza. Your internet's going a bit funny.
So yeah, what's happening is you're freezing. We're seeing you in like. Go on.
Well, I was.
Leslie, I want you to reboot, please. It's not good. It's not good enough, sweetheart. You're going to have to reboot. You're going to have to reboot.
I have to tell you, it's really rather refreshing to see someone other than you for a change, Mr. Kane, with a dodgy.
Well, it only took 2 years. How many years? It took 2 years.
Oh, ages.
For BT to finally take out the absolute garbage that was posing as their internet and put in optic fiber, and the fiber optic has been absolutely brilliant. Oh, your fanboys here from Spain. Good to know the IQ level has been raised substantially with the return of Phil. Michael, shut your face.
Michael, it's terribly. I can't work out whether or not that's tongue in cheek or whether or not that there is an element of truth in that statement. I believe the latter, and I thank you for it.
He's probably pissed on sangria because he's living in Spain now. Right, let's try Lally again. Is she there? She's there. It's not great, is it? No, it's not good. No.
This is so weird because.
No, darling.
It's sabotage, I tell you.
No,
it's no good.
I can hear you.
No. It's good. You may be able to hear us and see us, but
I'm going to go out. I'm restarting my computer.
Okie dokie.
Marvelous.
There we are.
Riveting.
So there we are. Bless her. Bless her.
Paul Claridge.
Yeah, Paul Claridge. Yeah.
He says, "Good afternoon, everyone."
I've already put this up.
Have you? You haven't read it out. Winding my way to sunny Putney for another afternoon's work.
Now you
will. I'm really pleased, Paul, that you're no longer in East Croydon.
Thank God. Although, will the Eastern European drug gangs follow him to Putney? This is the thing. Will they? We don't know.
And here's a message from Linda Dave, aka my mother. Phil, this is the first time I've seen you in ages. Sorry, mother.
So, Linda, you see, I know what he's like. You know, now you're no use to him anymore. This is how he treated Linda. I don't know why you're surprised. This is how he treated me. I made him. I created his career. He's now climbing the greasy pole with Rupert over at Talk Radio and Talk TV. Obviously, because of this. Now he doesn't need you after 35 years, Linda. He kicks us to the curb. You've raised a brutal, brutal boy. Brutal.
But I get by.
How do you think he looked? Does he look all right? Anything you want to say to him, Linda? Because this is your chance, Linda. This is your chance. Come on, say what you want.
You can picture it, can't you? You're looking thin. Have you had a sandwich?
No, you know exactly what she's saying. Is he all right? Has he eaten? But he's in the new flat. He's in the new flat. But tell me, you see. I know what you're like, Phil Dave. If it doesn't concern you and your inexorable rise to the greasy top pole, you know, you're gone. We're just nothing to you. We're just stepping stones.
I'm mightily concerned about what's happened to my sense of sanity because the other day, right? This is how I know. This is how you know you've grown up, right? You ready for this? The other day, I purchased one of those, you know, those Henry vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, they're good. I like Henry's. They're good.
I love the Henry vacuum cleaners.
A little smiley face.
Absolutely. And
I'm surprised you didn't get the pink Henrietta one because you can get that version.
The Henrietta one was appalling. I miss the George. You know, they actually have one that was in green and they called it George. They don't do that anymore. But anyway, I bought the Henry Hoover or the Henry vacuum. And the other day I unpacked it and I genuinely found myself getting quite excited as I was unwrapping all of it. I thought, hang on a second. This is a vacuum cleaner. Why on earth am I excited by this? I think it's a sign of growing up.
I love it. Things like that, I love. It's great. It's funny enough. The Henry vacuum cleaner, although it's been around since God was in short trousers, it works. It's really, really good.
Very good.
You know, every time you think
they're made in England as well. There's a shocking.
If you go and think I'm going to get a Dyson because Dyson's great, and you look at the prices, you think, you know what? No, I'll just go and buy a Ferrari. Be cheaper. I'll just buy the new Maserati. I mean,
the Henry was about 100. Well, they actually normally about 150, but I've got it on sale, so it was £100. And honestly, terrific. Look at this from Mandy. I'm in good company.
Yeah.
Mandy Miller, love my Henry.
Yeah. Maybe she's married to somebody called Henry.
Maybe. I might have misunderstood.
I hope their relationship doesn't suck.
Hey.
Come on. Right, shall we try again for the 28th time?
Well, I think we should, really.
Live from Stanmore. Live from Stanmore. Doesn't really have the ring, does it? But here we go. There she is. That looks better.
Well, I've done a total reboot.
Oh, it's completely different. That's great. That's great. That works beautifully. That works absolutely perfectly.
Fingers crossed.
Well, I would if I could.
Of course, we can't.
Stop saying that to me.
Can you do the other hand?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Well, the reason I can't is I had an argument with the Pyrex dish the other day, and the Pyrex dish won.
Oh,
hey,
darling.
I think.
No, I'm a bit of an idiot on that front. I don't actually understand that happened.
What with the Pyrex dish?
I had an argument with the Pyrex dish, and the Pyrex dish sort of won.
God, now I'll have Linda Dave, your mum, on the phone. You know that. Do you think he's all right? Do you think I should go around? Linda,
can I
35? Leave him.
I don't think so, but I will. It's still a bit weepy, which is a bit revolting. But anyway, it was a few days ago. But anyway, who knows? I would say though that that Pyrex dish, I love them. They're smashing.
Oh, for God's sake.
And if you're wondering what that is, Phil's putting up a double thumbs up. Hello to everybody listening on Deluxe Radio. Big up to David Wimble, who runs that whole shenanigans. About 70,000 of you, for heaven's sake, listening to our utterings all over Deluxe Radio's everywhere, but especially on the southeast coast of the UK. I knew your mother would respond. Here we go, straight off. Oh my God, go to A&E, Phil. I knew she'd.
I'll end up waiting 10 hours or something stupid.
What is she like? Hey, we love Linda. Hey, Leslie, I don't want to excite you, but I'm wearing shorts today.
I'm not excited because I bet you've got socks on as well.
No, I know. No. I never do that. What do you think I am? You think I'm an animal?
Oh, thank God. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen you.
Yeah, precisely. You haven't
sweetheart.
yet. I'm raising my eyebrows.
Dear. I'm being mothered all round here. Mandy says, I agree with Linda.
No.
So, all right, this is today's topic. Should Phil Dave go to A&E because he cut his finger? How badly cut is it?
May I ask a question?
It's fine.
Yes, go ahead, Leslie.
And how long ago did you do this?
Oh, this would have been, I think,
on... When did you do it, Phil? When did you cut it?
Monday, I think.
Today's Friday, you idiot. It's still bleeding.
Well, A&E will not want to see you. They either want you... A&E want immediately, or, why don't you go to one... Phil, go to a walk-in centre.
Yeah, no, I will do. It's fine. It's a good job I didn't cut my foot really. I wouldn't be able to walk into that, but no, I will do.
You could go into a hop-in centre.
Yeah, that's true. Could do. It's all right. I'll see. But to be honest with you, I've kept it wrapped up with a plaster, and that's probably not helping because obviously one has to let the air get to it. But it's just because it's at the tip of the finger that I sort of thought I don't want to risk it getting infected.
So are you going to make it through the rest of the show? I'm not being self-centered about this, but
I don't know really. It's touch and go, to be honest.
Are you feeling faint? Are you feeling like a bit woozy?
Well, only in the presence of Lovely de Meza.
Well, that's natural.
Okay, excuse me. You don't want to go far, then go to the local pharmacist.
That's exactly what Mandy Miller is suggesting. Go to the pharmacy. The pharmacist will advise.
There you go.
You see?
Yeah.
Phil, I don't want to be rude.
100%.
And I know
you're going to give it a damn good try.
I know your mother's going to agree with what I'm going to say.
Uh-oh.
But you are so in awe of me. The fact that I had metal inserted into the length of my hand, that it's bad,
yes,
and you thought, I can't let him get away controlling the whole of hand damage in the United Kingdom. I've got to smash.
It's true, really. And you know what? Actually, I must admit, sort of when you did do that, I was so annoyed. It was when I wasn't on duty, when I was taking the slight leave from MRS. I just thought that how could you possibly let me miss out on such excitement? All of those weeks of you having to inform us of the progress of the hand, and you made me miss out on the whole lot. I think it's very unfair.
Yeah, interesting you say, I made you. Hey, we're having a good time, and I'm about to completely ruin that because it's time for a moan. It is time for such a huge moan that you're going to say, thank God that Russ and the gang put this on because this is a warning. If you're thinking of flying anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, no further than my best pal, Mr. Ray Gelato.
I think you ought to know. Do what it happens, radio.
Do you mean that Ray Gelato?
No, the other one.
Oh,
that's his brother.
Oh, sorry.
That's Terry Gelato and Colin Cornetto. Raymond, how are you? Oh,
dear.
What the hell? He's gone to the Lovely de Meza School of Broadcasting.
Our episode of Loose Women you ever did.
Can't hear you.
Sorry, Ray. We can't hear you.
Ray, we can't hear you. You're mute. There he goes. Now he loses temper. This is great. Now he'll lose his temper, which is what we want to see.
But on the plus side, what we can do is we can witness Ray trying to work out what's wrong with his microphone.
We can witness Ray
more frustrated.
We can witness Ray losing it. Come on, Ray. Press. You've muted yourself.
Well, I don't think he's muted himself, but at the moment the sound settings are not in favour.
Right, reboot, Ray, reboot. I'll take you off, come back, reboot or something, reboot.
Divine intervention. He said he was going to have a whinge, so maybe he didn't want to hear it.
I'll tell you why. Ray went on a trip with the band, and I'm not saying anything else except until you hear what the hell happened. It is beyond a belief.
By the way, I think you'll appreciate this. Right, I've got something to show you. Hang on.
Oh God! You gave me a fright there. He stood up. I don't know about you, Leslie. My heart stopped. I thought, please God, not live on radio. Don't need that. Where's he gone now? For Christ! I bet he's gone back to his parents. He's gone back to his parents and he's picking up food for the week. I know he's back.
No.
And I got it. Oh, there's a big knob. Can you see?
Well, it's funny you say that. It's not so much a big knob, but actually,
it's not a big knob. It's his microphone.
No, it's not a big knob. It's a big clock. Look.
God, Leslie, I love you. Oh, that's nice. You've been to IKEA then?
You see, I thought you'd appreciate the size of my clock.
You know what they say? Big clock, big. That's nice. Very nice. I like the Roman numerals. The whole shtick going on. Now we have medical news coming in. Come on, we can keep this up for half an hour.
Yes, quite.
Right, this is up, but Phil can't. This is coming in from New York State.
Very
Leslie,
nice
please
clock. Is it?
If you've got a second, give me a big hand.
Box?
Oh, Jesus. Look, move on from this sodding clock. It's a clock. Get over it. Asa Don Brown from New York State is saying this. Leslie, would you like to read it?
Okay, this is from Asa Don.
I can't take this. I can't take it. This is no good. Asa Don Brown is saying this. Phil.
He's saying, Phil, leaving
Jesus.
a wound open too long increases your risk of infection. As a rule, you should try to get stitches within 6 to 8 hours of a cut.
In some cases, you may be able to wait up to 12 to 24 hours. Look.
Well, yes. I mean, regressively, Asa, I'm past that point now. So look, if my finger drops off, it drops off. Now, I think it's really important to stress this, by the way, that when I say it's cut, it is true that it was cut. The main reason
freezing.
Everything's freezing. It's boiling here. I think the problem is, I know that I realize what everyone's saying when they say about trying to get it all sorted, what have you. Yeah. I don't want people to think that this is some deep, massive open wound. It was at the edge of my finger. It's a cut that I'm not letting the air get to it because I keep on wearing plasters. And I think that's the vicious cycle with it. I'm perfectly sure it will be fine. But I do thank people for that.
Why have we taken 20 minutes of an important key show to discuss this non-event? Answers on a postcard.
Well,
Horace Batchelor.
Passed a bit of
Finish
time.
the rest of it, Leslie. Horace Batchelor, where did he live? Come on. Nothing. Horace Batchelor.
He lives in Keynsham.
He lives in
Keynsham.
Keynsham.
Huh?
No, it's not for you children.
What?
It's for the grown-ups. Everybody else will get it.
Emily, you talking about.
Keynsham.
Thank you, Linda. We love you. That's the infradrawer method with me, Horace Batchelor. That's Keynsham, Keynsham, with me, Horace Batchelor. I like that.
Realised if we put this,
is that the first time that Phil's had a clock on his face?
If we put this in the middle of you two, right? Hang on a second. Right, you ready for this? Hang on a sec. If we put this in the middle of you two,
yeah,
this could be like a really budget version of Countdown.
Do 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 boom! Oh God Almighty! Let's go dashing up.
Naturally, Leslie will be in.
That's very good. That was very good, Phil. Phil, that was hilarious.
Thank you. Naturally, Lovely de Meza will be in. It will be in Dictionary Corner.
It should be somewhere. Dave Sleet up in Fife in Scotland. Greetings, one and all. Oh, this is interesting. Dave, I hope you're well. And this is good. This is from Leslie Ian Jones. Sorry I'm late. I have a note as I was resigning from something.
Oh, good Lord. Was it from this program? I don't blame you.
Dave, just resigned to my fate.
Dave, it's very kind. Thank you. It's great to see. Well, I say great to see. I haven't seen you in person, but it's great to see your message. Oh, are we ready for this? I think he's going to give it another try.
Are we going to try? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a raise rant.
Can you hear?
Sadly, yes. Perfectly.
Thank the Lord for that, because my nothing's working at the moment. I don't know. Anyway, I'm on my phone, so we're here, guys. We're here.
We got 10 seconds in, and he's already pissed off. This is great. Come on. This is what I want.
You're so kind as to turn your phone 90 degrees.
Hey, Raymondo.
Right, could you turn your phone 90 degrees so we can see in landscape mode? There we
go. Beautiful.
Look at that.
Look at that. Punning.
Perfect.
It is perfect. Right. Raymond, tell us what happened, because this was the biggest faff I have ever heard. But the reason I've got, apart from Ray's like one of my absolute best pals, is this. Many of you thinking, I think I might go traveling. Listen to this and then reconsider.
Don't go. Do not.
That was easy enough.
Do not travel, right, until they've sorted this show out, this farce, because basically, in a nutshell, we had a gig in Norway that was booked for 3 years. It's 3 years ago. It was cancelled twice because of the pandemic, and we had it this year. The flights were booked like ages ago. They kept being rescheduled. 8 people we were taking, a remote place called Trandal. And just to cut a long story short, the day before the flight, which was last Thursday, was we got an email saying the flight was cancelled. We thought, oh no, how the hell do we get there? It's not the easiest place to get to. It was via Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam. And then what happened was they rescheduled the flight till to the evening, but we were okay because the gig's the next day. So that's why we went the day before. Anyway, flight was delayed. We missed the connection. And delayed from Terminal 3, it was KLM, and basically we missed the connection. And they said online, they said on the airport on the aeroplane, look, you've missed the connection. We'll reschedule to get there tomorrow, and we'll also KLM's responsibility to get everybody who's missed the connection hotel. So head to the transfer desk, and there'll be several representatives that will give you the vouchers. Boom, boom, boom. Reschedule the flight. So we get off the aeroplane with all this going on. But by the way, Terminal 3 was chaos, absolute chaos. I've never seen such long passport queues. But we knew it was going to be bad, and we did that. We arrive at Amsterdam Airport probably 11 at night, which is late, and we found one lady who was going to clock off, a young girl who was on one of the, not on the transfer desk, but just on a regular booking desk. And we asked her to help us, and she basically tried to look for flights the next day, and there was nothing. There was no spaces to get to Norway. However, KLM had automatically booked us on the one that left at 8 o'clock in the evening. And it was changing in Bergen, so we'd never have made it. So basically what happened was we sorted this out, and we knew we couldn't get to the gig, so we got her to schedule us back to London the next morning at 7. After we saw her, she clocked off. There was not one person from KLM on at all that we could find. So there was hundreds of people wandering around the airport, basically like zombies, like the Night of the Living Dead, just sort of wandering. Cases piled up in the corridors to the ceiling. The lady told us that our bags would be following us back to Heathrow. They'd redid it. So we went to the baggage hall anyway to check. Now there was the transfer desks were all closed, nothing whatsoever, and we're ending up basically, to cut this story short, it was chaos outside of Amsterdam Airport, eating Burger Kings, starving because we'd had nothing to eat all day, and not knowing what to do.
What, give up showbiz?
No, we had no hotel. I've got 8 guys on my 8 guys with no 4 of us with no bags and no hotel. So obviously I booked one, and it cost over €1,000 for 8 people. Hotel near the airport. Next day we get back. Luckily the flight was on time. Schiphol Airport, you have never seen anything like it. They're queuing outside. They've got they've built tents outside for people to queue in, right? We didn't queue because we'd lost our bags, right? We bypassed that because we didn't have to check in. We already had the boarding passes and managed to get, the flight was on time. We got back to Heathrow, no bags at all. Now, I've been in touch with KLM, and they say they are not going to pay us compensation for the missed flight because it's Heathrow's fault, not their fault. So they're not going to pay us compensation. They're not going to pay me compensation for the lost gig, because that apparently is EU law that says if they schedule on a flight, they've done their job. Never mind that the flight gets in at something like 9 o'clock at night in Bergen, and I've got to take another flight, so the gig's impossible. And the 4 bags are still missing, and no one can trace them. The bags have a saxophone in them. One of us has a trombone. All the 3 stage jackets, which cost a fortune. Handmade suits, my cigars, Russ, and. But KLM have sort of responded. I've just sent my receipts this morning to claim back for the hotel. But it looks to me like they're trying to wriggle out of anything. But the whole situation, I've travelled all my life and I've never seen such chaos. I've never seen, and not one KLM representative on at all, apart from the lady we found. We just found her, standing there. She was booking someone on one of the last internals, and that's the situation. So we're still waiting for our bags, which I'm very pessimistic will turn up. They've told me they could be in Alisund Airport, Schiphol, or Heathrow Terminal 3. No one knows.
I'm delighted that you gave us the short version of that. And I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to hear the flight. Honestly, that sounds horrendous.
Yeah. Ray, tell everybody about the policewoman.
Oh, the police, we were all walking along with the hundreds of fellow zombie travelers, and one of the ladies, she saw a policewoman, airport policewoman, with someone doing something in the baggage room. She said, "Excuse me, can you please help us? There is nobody from KLM." And the woman turned around and says, "Sorry, I'm busy," like that. Literally.
Tell, as it's us and it's MRS and we're uncensored. What did you say? What did you do? Go on, it's classic.
All right, well, I was in such a bad mood, I shouted back. I went, "Bitch!" as loud as I could, and everybody started laughing. It was all I could do to release the tension. I know it's not politically correct, but the situation I'm in, and I've lost. So now, rather than earning the money out of the Norway fee, I'm about £5,000 down with this, not including,
Jesus.
Not including right,
wow.
this baggage. Yeah, we're over £5,000 down out of this, at least, not including the baggage.
So the reason I wanted Ray on is, apart from I always love it when he's on the show and he just keeps it so real, but so many people do not understand. Now, just put in perspective, if you don't know who Ray is, it's Ray Gelato and the Giants. It's one of the best bands in the UK. I've seen only about a gazillion times and they're fantastic. But you understand the impact, apart from it's a kind of funny anecdote. This is how people like Ray make their living, and their living has been absolutely destroyed.
Really destroyed
through chaos.
Yeah. Through COVID, then this chaos, and the airlines are taking money, the full fee, not knowing full well they can't supply a service. I'd like to see all the travellers that have lost, like me, and there must be millions of us, crowdfund and take these people to court, because I really think they should be in the dock, these bosses, because they've behaved in a despicable manner, taking money knowing full well they can't guarantee flights. And I've got 2 more flights coming up, and if they get cancelled, or one of them, I'm seriously considering quitting this game and just working locally, because it's just too much. What happens if another bag goes missing? It's very likely now, and it's crazy.
And Ray only because we talk all the time, but you might be thinking at home when you're watching all over the world and you're listening all over the world, well, it's a trombone or a trumpet. You know, you can get another. These are personalized so that the musician, well, you explain it better than I would, Ray. If it, you know,
well,
it's your
luckily
instrument.
it wasn't my saxophone because I took mine. It was Ollie's, our wonderful saxophone player, and it's 1930s Martin tenors, which is very rare. And he obviously puts it in the hold in a flight case because the airlines always give a hard time, and they'll actually say you can't fly with that, sir. So he's had enough of that. So that's why he's done that, and that's why the trombone player's done that. Because usually on some airlines they'll give you, like especially Ryanair and sometimes BA, they'll give you such a hard time about putting your instrument in the overhead, which it fits perfectly. I can fit a roller.
It does. Of course it does.
Exactly, but they'll do it out of pure badness and purely to make money. And that's why we have to check those things in. Not to mention I had a handmade suit in mine, which I take, which is $2,000 suit, where all the band jackets, 4 band jackets have gone, which is never replaced. I'm hoping the bags will turn up, but I'm getting.
But they might do. But didn't somebody?
I've never understood though with the way that the check-in or the baggage system works with airlines. They make this massive fuss about what you can and can't take on board a plane when they say how you can't carry more than, say, 23 kilograms in your own, say, luggage. But then you're traveling with someone who has, I don't know, let's say they've got maybe 18 kilograms of luggage. So you transfer some of that 23 or 24 kilograms of luggage you have into the 18 kilogram. It's still there. It's still the same weight that's going on the plane. There's absolutely no difference whatsoever. The only difference is you've got major hassle for moving it around.
And let me tell you something else. Ray, let me say something else. Yeah. If you're standing in the queue and these idiots behind the desks, because there's no logic to it, that's why I say idiots. There's no logic to it. And someone is, how can I put this very politely and politically correct, a right porker and doesn't ever eat salad. They don't say to them, sorry, you can't come on the plane because you weigh 28 billion stone. Could you put some of your stomach in somebody else's stomach so we can distribute the weight? It's complete nonsense. That's the point,
whole thing's nonsense. And now they, when they brought the rule in that every hold bag is chargeable, which is ludicrous because the hold is for putting bags in. Now everybody has to put their bags up in the lockers, which creates delays, stress for the staff. I mean, I'm a traveller. I've seen this, but this is on the by and by. We've seen this happening for ages. And to me, this is like the collapse of the airlines. And I would really like to see them or these held to account. They've been not held to account for so many years. And I really believe they should, and like I say, I'm a working guy and I'm completely, all of us are completely down from this thing, spiritually and financially, and the forms I've had to fill in have been unbelievable. You've got to fill a different form in every day, which is another kind of stress, especially for me.
There's a whole load of reasons why I wanted Ray to jump on today. One, because it's an extraordinary story. Two, to tell everybody what it's actually like traveling these days. Three, the mental stress, because Ray and I chat a lot, the stress that this man has been put under through this utter chaos. And that level of stress, that level of losing your income is horrendous for your mental health. There's no ifs or buts about it. I'm not like trying to shoehorn it in. It's an absolute fact.
And letting people down, Russ. I feel we let I know it's, it wasn't our fault, but the people that paid their ticket, this gig was booked for 3 years. This guy, and I haven't called the guy yet. We've emailed and whatever, and I'm going to call him today and try to reschedule when it's a better time. But I'm close to quitting European travel in time because it was getting hard before this, and this is the last straw. With what's going on, I would honestly advise people not. I have to travel because these gigs have been booked in for a couple of years. They're hanging up from COVID. I have to do it. And also to make an income. If you don't have to travel, I'd go to Bognor or Brighton or something and forget about European travel. I would.
Phil always laughs about it, but we want to get a camper van. Camper? I'd like to get a camper van.
Laugh about it.
Because you get in the van, put the dogs in, go where the hell you want. And I don't have to put up with some idiot telling me my bag's half an ounce too heavy and all this crap. It drives him mad.
Find somewhere to park the camper van, which is easier.
I'm not talking about an American RV. I'm talking about something like a VW California Grand Plus, which would be just fabulous. If I won the lottery, that's my first. It's my first purchase. If I win the lottery, big time, my first purchase. I don't want a fancy car. I want a really lovely camper van.
And where would you store it?
Wherever I damn well choose.
Well, we might get to the stage where of the old touring, where we all pile in a van and go by boat and then just drive. That's probably the way it's looking at the moment. I mean, I won't do that.
I'd love to drive you. I could do that. I love driving.
Russ is the driver. I'll come in your camper van, mate.
That would be great. That would be great. The other thing is, and I want to ask Ray about this, and then please jump in, fellas. Everybody goes, oh, well, you know why this is happening? It's because you're so stupid. You voted for Brexit. You voted for Brexit. Now it's chaos. These are the countries still in the EU, and
Russ, it's nothing to do with Brexit.
They're in a worse state.
I'm a Remainer. I'm not a Brexiteer, and I've got friends on both camps. But I voted Remain, and my experience is, how can it be to do with Brexit when Schiphol Airport is the worst? It's even worse than Heathrow, and it's happening in the US. I've got US friends that are telling me so. At least be honest about the situation. The situation is they sacked too many staff, and now they can't train them.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Just explore that a bit more, Phil. It's so important.
When COVID hits, it was a case of that they had to let too many people go, and now they can't find those people to come back again, as it were, to offer, because they've either got other jobs or they've just retired or they've done with it. And now getting staff back in again, there's too many that have gone to train them up to the standard that they need and also the volume they need to be able to handle everything.
And from a mental health point, imagine how you're feeling. This is your job. You get them an email or something, sorry, you're fired. And then when things pick up, oh, hi, remember us? We'd love you back. Sod off is what I'd say.
But if they know that, Phil, if the airlines know that, why have they taken the money knowing they can't deliver the service? Why haven't they just
Because they don't care, Ray. That's why they don't
make up a lost profit. I'm not excusing it, but they're desperate to. Sorry, Leslie.
No, I was going to jump in and say, funnily enough, yesterday, I was talking to a woman who has just been re-employed by BA. She's been off since COVID, but she said BA is still sacking staff whilst re-employing others. They're actually still getting rid of people.
But they may well be, but it might be costs. It may be cost related.
This is important. This is important because this goes to the heart of everything we are. As you know, Chrissy Richards, one of our most loyal viewers and listeners. She lives in Spain. She's on every show. And last week, her son took his own life, and a family member came in and found it. It was absolutely horrendous. We've talked about it a lot. We did a special show. Thanks to Leslie organising the expert. Thank you, darling. That was Howard emailing me. And we did a special show about bereavement and grief on Wednesday with Stacey Hart, and she's going to come back. She was absolutely marvellous. And this is what's from Chris is saying. I'm going on the 23rd of July to Stansted. I have to for my son's funeral. Our hearts break for you, Chrissy. They do. Going only with a small bag and the clothes that I stand up in. Absolutely right. Right, here's a question for Ray, and I don't know who this is because it's Facebook user, so it could be anybody. This is somebody who's watching the show on the Espresso Bar. That's my own private Facebook group. It's the Espresso Bar. It's for men 45 and over. Sorry, ladies, this is the one time you can't join because it's where guys can really, really be very personal about intimate issues, etc. What's the main reason Ray and his band play abroad? Are there not enough gigs in the UK, or do you mainly want to reach a wider audience? If it's the latter and you want to reduce your stress, etc., why not just play UK gigs from now on? I may be speaking out of turn, but just interested. Oh, it's Stephen Marsh. All right, accountant to the stars, Stephen Marsh. There we are. Thanks, Stephen.
Not enough gigs, Stephen, in the UK. And they're a lot better paid. They're a lot better paid abroad. There's not enough gigs for my band in the UK at all. And the gigs abroad are much better paid. And I've built it up over 35 years. You know, I built up a fan base over there that want to see us. You know, it's part of my business. It's a massive part of my business. I mean, I don't really want to go abroad anymore, but I kind of have to for those reasons. You know,
I think, and also by the sound of it, written word can be taken out of context. I strongly suspect he was just curious to know why, as opposed to
No.
Stephen's a very nice man. Stephen Marsh is a very
it's a very intelligent, fantastic question. But the UK doesn't support enough artists, and there's not enough places to play here. I mean, I've seen clubs over 35 years close down left, right, and centre in the regions and whatever, and you're left with theatres now, which to just play theatre gigs or you can't, they're impossible to for a band like mine to really work. You've got to be either a bigger name or have a tribute show or a panto or something. It doesn't work for my band.
That'll be
no. I didn't take offence at that. It was a good question.
No. It's a perfectly good question. I had unexpectedly this week, completely unexpectedly, I saw a post on Facebook from the lovely Esther Ray. And she was one tube stop away from where I live. And I said, "Oh, if you're there, come, let's have a cup of coffee." Because I haven't seen her in like forever. I mean, years, literally years. And so we had a coffee. And she's a jazz singer. I copied you in on some emails, right? And she was saying, well, there's nowhere to play. It's quite extraordinary. There really is nowhere for musicians of that type to play. I'm not talking about the O2 and the Indigo and all that.
There are venues, there are jazz venues, and I do them, but there's not enough. Like I said, the European gigs, you're getting to play proper festivals like Umbria Jazz or the Blue Note Milan and things like that, and it's good quality work, and they take care of us, and they get, I mean, no one's making a fortune, but this country can't sustain it, financially. We can't sustain just being here to work. I kind of wish we could at the moment in a way. I'd like a residency somewhere and never have to get on an aeroplane again.
It would be great. I mean, I've got a thing. I'm a nervous traveler. I get into God knows why. I mean, I've traveled my entire life, but I get into a state knowing I've got to travel. Once I start, I'm absolutely fine. But building up to it, I get into a bit of a 2 and 8. God knows why. It's completely illogical. But I'm being honest with you. I hate airports. Because they just freak me out. But once I'm through the other side, then I'm relaxed. Then I'm happy. Start hitting the Bloody Marys or something. I'm happy then. That's all right. Yes. Oh, this is nice.
I agree. I think it's the disruption caused by traveling. That's what I hate. And then once I get somewhere, absolutely fine.
Yeah, this is a good point.
All of us,
I didn't know this. Would you like to read this out? Phil Dave in your new home. So pleased for you, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Also, pilots have to retrain. I thought they drove plane. Oh, anyway. They cannot just get back to flying a plane like that. It's not just like getting on a bike. I didn't realize they have to retrain. That's interesting.
So it's not like sex.
If you're Joe Biden and you get on a bike, it's not so easy.
Don't you just love it? Some idiot PR spin doctor said, Joe, people are thinking you're old. People, you're thinking you're past it. What you got to do is get on a bike. Okay, I'll get on a bike, man. He gets on a bike, he falls clean off. Schmuck. What a dick. Unbelievable.
Sorry about that. I just thought I'd bring some levity.
No, you're absolutely bloody right. Do we have, and I've got a question. I don't follow UK politics, which is why I yesterday went over my head. I didn't care. And everybody was in complete meltdown, going raving mad. And I was actually plowing through so much work. I had a great day just working yesterday and did a lot of stuff. Had some great Zoom meetings about MRS and other stuff. It was wonderful. I don't do politics. I don't get involved because I don't care. And the reason I don't care is because there's nothing I can do about it. So I don't care. And do we have, if somebody resigns, do we have a government? I mean, I actually don't. It's a serious question, Leslie, and then Phil, because I don't know the answer. Is anybody leading this country, or are we just, Tesco's is leading it, or whatever. What's the deal?
Well, first of all, I love that you think I might know the answer.
Well, you know everything.
The answer is I have absolutely no idea either. I think we have. It's kind of. No, I'm not. I don't. I have my opinion, but it's not necessarily right. It's like a caretaker thing. Listen, the man got rid of everyone that didn't walk. So I don't know. I don't know. Don't. No idea. No idea.
Okay.
Well, the answer to
the woman doing education.
Man, woman everybody's doing internet today. What is it? I think it's sunspots. I'm going to blame sunspots.
Well, in answer to your question, there were a great number of ministers who quit. I think the total is something like 59 ministers in total quit their position. 59 ministers quit their position after Boris made that rather pathetic apology over the Pincher scandal. And
Pincher by name, Pincher by nature.
Absolutely. What have you ever heard such a brilliant name for somebody? I also like it when someone's name is Cockney rhyming style. That's why I have huge admiration for Jeremy Hunt. Anyway, with thank you. However, with the way the government is at the moment, there's an argument to be had that there are just too many ministers that have quit to replace all of them. So the chances are that the main positions, obviously, such as Chancellor, Education, all of that malarkey, they're all going to be filled as a result of it. Some of the lesser known positions, for example, like Trade Envoy to Morocco, I think also quit.
There's a job. Ray, there's a job for you.
I strongly suspect
cheap cigars, and what are you going to do?
Won't necessarily find a replacement immediately. More likely, they'll just let deputies run that department. In terms of where we go from here, Boris is still, for all intents and purposes, the Prime Minister, but he's sort of an interim Prime Minister now. So as he's officially announced his resignation, he hasn't officially resigned because he's obviously still in Downing Street. He now takes it as an interim Prime Minister until the next leader can be found, and they suspect that that will be around October, November time.
I want it to be Ray. I would vote. I would love Ray to run this country. It would be the greatest.
No, I'll be Minister of Transport. That's what I'll be. Yeah.
And the first things, Ray, what happened to the bike lanes?
Listen, Russ, you misconstrue me a lot because I cycle. I think bike lanes are fantastic, but they've got to be done in the right way. And they've been, it's absolute madness. The people that have planned it have basically been the LCC, the London Cycling Campaign, colluding with TfL, and they've made a complete pig's ear of it. And that's what I like cycling.
I know how to start a row? It's just
I rather relish the idea of seeing bike lanes introduced on the motorway. Let's see who wins, shall we?
That's what I would love that. I would absolutely blimmin'
bike lanes are great. The way they've been designed is in a lot of incidents, like the Euston Road, are absolute disaster. But that's another conversation. I'm not making this London centric because this is a global show. I don't mean it's owned by Ashley Do that. I mean it goes around the world. Is that Park Lane, which was a very speedy road, is now reduced to like a country lane because of the bus lane. It's one of the main spines of Central London. It's a joke. It's insanity.
And the other one, which absolutely defies logic, is Regent Street. They've made the pavement so wide that should Ray ever take a flight again, he doesn't need Stansted or Heathrow. He could just land the 747 or whatever on the pavement. It's insane. So it's now down to one lane, but it's so narrow that when the buses slow down to let people like me on and off,
they block the traffic.
Move. I just drive on the pavement now.
Traffic around it.
I just go straight up in the middle curb and you can't get past it.
Go to Chiswick High Road and see that.
What's that?
Go to Hammersmith King Street, leading up to Chiswick High Road, and see a complete pig's ear of everything, where there's bus lanes in the middle of the road. There's the pavement, a cycle lane, the bus lane, and there's cyclists going both ways. I'm just amazed there's not been a fatality, and I'm sure there will be in time with it, because it's just a mess. You should have to see it for yourself.
What I would say, this is what really irritates me, is the hypocrisy behind the so-called decisions to have all of these bike lanes, because I am fully aware that the, in inverted commas, motivation is to encourage people to walk, to encourage people to cycle, and to use more eco-friendly methods of transportation. But of course, the problem with that is that people are not just going to get rid of their cars. Actually, in fact, take where I'm at now is a perfect example. The council only permitted this developer for 100 and something flats to build 50 parking spaces. The way they divvied up those parking spaces is any apartment that's 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom plus, in other words, 2-bed, 2-bathroom or 3-bed, 2-bathroom, they are the ones who have parking spaces allocated to them. Anything that is either 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom or less, or in my case, 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, doesn't get a parking space. Flat, simple as that. You just do not have it. You can't even buy it. Now, the problem with that is that it's all well and good to encourage people, but I have a car and I'm not going to get rid of that car. So I will find some way around it. I will make sure I have somewhere to park one way or another. But it's just ludicrous to think that by encouraging people to do this, that somehow miraculously they're going to get rid of their cars and subsequently cause less congestion. The obvious answer for less congestion is maximize the number of roads that you can get, or number of lanes you can get in a single road. So don't siphon it off to a bus lane. Let traffic use that. Get rid of all bus lanes, get rid of all bike lanes, let traffic flow very freely. Seriously reduce the number of traffic lights. Traffic lights by name, traffic by nature. They clog up the roads. Get rid of half the traffic lights that are not necessary. Let traffic flow more freely. And then finally, do away with all of these ridiculous parking restrictions, because half the battle of congestion on the roads is people driving around trying to find a flipping parking space. So if you do away with the parking restrictions and people could park more easily, funnily enough, there'll be less congestion. It's not rocket science.
It's very interesting what Phil's just said. Where I live, this entire area, we don't have yellow lines. We don't have double yellow lines. There's no traffic congestion whatsoever until they put in on Jamaica Road, until they put in the bike lane, extra bus lanes, and it is pandemonium there. But the side streets are incredibly quiet. Very, very, very quiet. Phil's been, everyone's been over. And so, the streets are very quiet. There's no traffic rushing past, nothing. So the council have decided, oh no, now we have to have residence permits, yellow lines. It's just tax. It's got nothing.
Of course it is.
It's just a tax. And suddenly all the signs are there.
Yeah.
Now I looked and I thought, okay, well, I better get a residence parking thing. Well, I've got, luckily where I am, etc., has got parking facilities underneath it when they built the block. But I thought I better get one, because I'm visiting friends and things, I've got to park, or if I'm going to the shops, I've got to park and everything. It's like 150 quid a year. It's absolute. It's just a con. All of this is a diabolical con.
Phil is right. They've manufactured congestion. They have manufactured a situation where London is completely and utterly stewed up. One, they can make money, and then they're trying to just bully people out of the cars. I just think get the public transport system reliable and working properly, but they don't. It's a mess. There's half the lines are closed down, and it's all sticks and no carrots, in my opinion, with what's going on. And it's again not good for people's stress levels.
Well, they won't rest until we're on horses and carts. I mean, they really won't rest until we're all. I don't know what they think we're going to do. I don't know what they think. You can't, unless you're Cher, you can't turn back time. We have cars. This is how people get around. It's how plumbers, electricians. This is how food is delivered. Stop living in some stupid world which is totally unrealistic. It's not fair.
It's worse than that. It's absolutely worse than that. It's all made. The decisions are all made by people who you just know get driven around everywhere. So it's okay for them.
Sure, I know. And stop these cycling campaign lobby groups. Take their power away. I never voted for any cycling group in my life, and I've had run-ins with these people on Twitter, and honestly, they are complete zealots. Most of these people. I'm not talking about people that cycle. I'm talking about these groups. And I don't understand how they have got so much influence with councils and the road planning. I just don't understand that at all. It's not balanced.
It's not necessary either. You just don't want them. Most people I know don't want them, don't need them.
It is very, very serious. I've really loved today. I'll be honest, it's like the fastest hour ever. It's been absolutely great. Lovely de Meza, we will see you, I hope, at some point next week. Nothing? Okay. Not twice if you hear me, Doris Stokes. Are you there? Raymondo, lovely to see you as always.
Too, guys.
Bless you for always for doing all of that. I'll speak to you soon.
Probably Monday.
I will see you next week.
No, I can hear you. I can hear. Oh, shush.
No, she's gone. That's
dear.
I pressed the button. Phil, in all seriousness, lovely to have you back. I know I take the piss mercilessly, but everybody knows it's a gag.
It's quite all right.
Except for your mum. It's lovely to have you back. Many congratulations on finally getting your own place. How lovely.
Do you know, I tell you, I still can't quite believe I'm talking about me. I suspect I will do when the first mortgage payment is taken. But it's just, for now, I can't quite believe that when I open the front door that this is mine. You know,
no. You're lying now. What you mean is when you open the front door, you can't quite believe that Mum hasn't made you a fabulous 3-course dinner. Be honest.
I get very grumpy with her about that. She'll tell you I get very cross when she tries to do stuff for me.
Well, you don't. I'm going to move in your place. Now you've gone, I'm moving in with Ray and Linda. Anyway, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. We will be back on Monday, 12 noon. Until then, have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.